Welcome to Rick's Corner, brought to you by Old School Labs, the brand I trust and the only one I put my name to. Use my code drasin12 on the link below.
Welcome to Rick's Corner. The man, the myth, the legend. Now on with the show.
Welcome to Rick's Corner. Today I have a friend of mine who's a champion in all rights, and Mr. Olympia, and he trains hard and he looks good and he's a great guy and he's a very giving person and he's one of my better friends, I have to admit that. He's just really a good guy, and it's my pleasure to have Breon Ansley here. Thank you, Breon.
Thank you so very much to have me and you having me, Rick. I really appreciate you and everything that you do for me and for the sport and for just everything in totality, man. And I wish you a speedy recovery on everything.
Either that or I'm going to get a bionic leg transplant.
Well, as long as you're, as long as it doesn't do anything with your personality, you keep the same keep with the same Rick Drasin we know and we love. I'm fine with whatever you do.
You know, my mom lived till 97, and she always told me, she says, she was my biggest supporter. You keep your personality and your attitude and your sense of humor, you're going to live a long life.
Absolutely.
It's true.
Absolutely.
Because there's too many negative people who want to bring you down.
Man, you're preaching now.
Isn't it right?
Yes.
Okay, so we met a few years ago, and you've been training, and you won a number of contests, including the Olympia, and I've seen you train, and you're in awesome shape. How do you train when you're off season?
Well, I just try to stay with the basics and just train. For me, it's I'm still trying to put on as much lean muscle as possible as I can, slowly, of course, without getting my shape out of whack, you know, and my look, the waist out of whack. When we say that, what do we mean?
Of course, we know
just
that.
the waist.
We
got to
keep it 26 inches here, right?
Just there. So and grow everywhere else.
Exactly.
So I still try to stay with the basics, old school movements, classic movements, and just stay with just free weights. And continue on with that good dense 3D muscle that I think I bring pretty good to the table up to this point, and just improve with it. Try to.
But how do you what do you do to put more size on?
It's just eating a little bit more calories than the year before, cleanly, in the off season, and then just kind of tracking. The weight as far as, personal best and all that type of stuff. If you're getting stronger, right, I guess naturally it makes sense that you're going to be, that's a good formula to put on a little bit more mass and more muscle. Yeah, so it's a little bit of tracking in that respect. It's not, I don't, really get too detailed with it. But then also, you remember what you were the year before when you started and how you looked. We have pictures and we have all this type of stuff. So we remember how lean we were at the highest weight we were last year before the Olympia. And then we look at it how we are this year. And then you just figure, oh, okay, I'm leaner at my highest weight this year. So I must have.
Yeah, makes sense.
I must have put on a little bit, right?
Do you ever feel like you look better the week after?
All the time.
What's the deal with that? That's the way it's always been.
All the time.
I know. You guys go out and they eat everything, and the week later say, I should have competed today. I look better than I did last week.
Yeah, but see, the thing about it is we always get scared to push it.
I know.
But we always look better. Every single contest, I've looked better the week after, maybe even a few weeks after.
Yeah.
You're full still. You're still tight.
I know.
And it's like, why didn't I push it,
I know. Now, when you say you increase your amount of food, but what do you eat during the day? How's your meal spread out?
It's just what everybody knows, and what we all know. It's chicken, it's oatmeal, it's egg whites, it's bison, it's and then my carbs are jasmine rice, sweet potato.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much day in and day out, right, babe?
Right.
That's a lot of food.
That's pretty much day in and day out the diet.
The basics.
Those are the basics.
Do you
That's what I eat every
remember?
day.
Do you remember Aaron Baker?
The name sounds familiar.
He was huge, and I went to lunch with him at the firehouse, and he would eat a hamburger and a milkshake. I said, "Eat this slice." It's like every day.
And a milkshake every day.
Yeah.
And he stayed lean with a milkshake.
And Vince Taylor told me the same thing. I eat a hamburger a day.
Jesus.
Some people can just get away with it.
That's like Dexter.
Yeah.
He can eat kind of maybe a little sloppy, but just metabolism is just just takes so well, and just always they're ectomorphs, so where they need all that type of food to keep any type of size.
Exactly. Your training consists of what now? How do you split it up on days?
I try to train. I train back and legs every 4 to 5 days.
Okay.
And then everything else I just fill in the gaps. So try to train all the other body parts once a day.
Yep.
I'm sorry, once a
week.
Once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, once a day.
That actually works, because I was old school where when I first started, I was 3 times a week on everything, like Steve Reeves.
Oh, 3 times a week on everything?
Yeah, that's what he did too. Like 3 sets, 12 reps, 10 reps. But it got to be too much.
That's a lot.
But it worked for those guys, because you would train Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and Tuesday and Thursday, Saturday off. So you had those rest days. No, you understand what I mean?
And all those days would be 2 days.
Yeah.
You train twice a day.
Nope.
No?
Nope. Once a day.
Really?
Yep.
And you would be able to get all those in?
Or you try.
All right. But I'm like, I just train my back and my legs 4 to 5 times, 4 to 5, every 4 to 5 days, and fill in the gaps. And I feel myself having to do 2 a days, definitely at least 2 days out of the week, sometimes 3.
Well, it switched when I moved here to twice a week.
Yeah.
Chest and back, shoulders and arms, legs, and then chest and back, shoulders, arms, and legs. And the twice a week thing worked really well.
Yeah.
But you're in the gym every day, 6 days a week, and I still am, which is like, really, at my age I need to be, but I mentally need to be.
Oh, of course. And I want to be.
Yeah, I mean,
in the gym.
I can't imagine not going, because then you feel lousy, even through injuries. But I trained with Bill Grant for a while, and he had a job at the airport, so we'd train 4 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Made good progress on that.
Man, those must have been some intense 4 days.
Yeah, but we did really well on it. And Bill still looks good at 70-something years old. It's got huge arms.
Wow.
All right, so now let's just say you're going into a show, you got something coming up. How soon do you start training it before the show?
We'll probably do 13-week prep. 13 weeks out.
And what does that consist of? Diet change and all that?
That consists of just my guy Brandon Gertis. Love you, brother. All right, and we're getting ready to ramp things up pretty soon here. So you know Brandon Gertis?
I think I might.
Okay. Yeah, he's a guy. He owned Nutri Shops in Woodland Hills and Thousand Oaks.
Oh, that's out of my zip code.
Yes, zip code. And now he owned Zoo Culture with Bradley Martin over there in Woodland Hills.
I know Bradley Martin.
Yeah. And he's Brandon Gert is really good friend of mine. So yeah, he's my dietitian. And so what we'll be doing is we'll probably just mix it. We'll probably cycle the carbs a little bit. That's how we've done it. For the past couple of years, we'll cycle the carbs. We'll kind of start a little bit higher as I've been coasting the off season. Kind of like every day is kind of like around 3,500 to 3,600 grams, 3,600 calories of food. We'll probably go a little bit higher to start, so we can kind of have more of a drastic come down. And then that's about it. But it will just consist of the same types of foods that I just listed.
I have a hard time getting calories. I get probably 2,200 a day, and I'm full.
Oh, well, I didn't say it was easy. Still,
no. I mean, you look at food and say, "My God, I don't want to eat that."
No, I'm like that. Yeah, I'm like that. I'm not hungry all the time.
You get sick of chicken and eggs and meat, and it's like, I don't even want to eat it anymore.
Yeah, so it's like, all the digestive enzymes and
you need to take those.
Oh man, they're important.
Yeah,
they're important. You wouldn't last if you didn't.
No, you have to.
You have to, or else you just would not want to eat, or you'd just be sitting there eating for 2 hours of one meal.
Do you do a protein supplement in between or no? I
don't do any protein shakes. And that's just by choice. I just like to eat all my food. I find that, I've seen now that I might be holding a little film of fluff and a little film of water when I introduce some protein shakes in there.
Yeah.
And I don't really like that too much, so I just keep it all with food.
People use the term meal prep.
Prep, yes.
I hate that term. It's meal prep. It's meal prep. Well,
what do you like?
I just don't like that word.
Yeah.
Because meal prep back in the day for me and the rest of the guys was a can of tuna fish in the afternoon.
That was the meal.
We didn't have to make a little thing of freezer compartments with the chicken and the asparagus and all that. We ate a can of tuna.
Right.
And that took care of everything.
Man, well, I wish it was still that simple. It could be.
It could be.
Yes, it could
but
be.
We have the same body we've had for hundreds of years.
Right.
Nothing changes inside.
Right.
It's what you put into it. The diet back then still works today.
Yes, it sure does.
I mentioned to you, I have a guy coming to my show. He's 80 years old. I mentioned to you. Anyway, he trains like I do, and he eats like I do. He's ripped. He says, I eat the meat, eggs, and kaijus just like you, Rick. And he's 80, and he's been doing it for all these years.
Wow, God bless him.
And it hasn't changed.
God bless him. And see, that's just the thing. Like, it's nothing has changed. We don't change on the inside.
No.
And just the classic style of training, the classic style of eating.
Yeah.
It just does the trick.
That's it.
And it will always do the trick. It will always be the formula.
That's another thing I want to bring up. When you train, okay, so we all train like you and I do for sure. I know that. We pick a body part. We find 3-4 exercises we do, and that's what we do. And 4 sets of each, or 5 sets, or whatever, and 8 to 12 reps. My famous reps are 7. I like 7.
Oh, you like 7?
I grow on 7 reps.
Okay.
So, but it's basic stuff, and then you see people in the gym doing all this abstract things that they're trying to do to get big, and none of it works.
Yeah. Well, see, I don't know, for whatever reason they get away from the basics and the old school styles.
Yeah.
And then they think that just because they are experienced maybe just a setback, or something's not growing the way they want to, they have to get off fancy, but it's just going to take more consistency.
Well, they just add more, then they're burning up more.
Yeah.
What do you do for cardio?
I try to get into there fasted every day, about at least 5 days a week now.
Yeah.
When prep starts, it'll be about every day. Fasted cardio for about 30 minutes right now. Just steady state on the Stairmaster and the treadmill. My choice. When we get down into it and closer to the show, 5, 4, 3 weeks in, we'll start to add a little HIIT cardio, like 15 minutes after we train in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And then that would be about that'd be about it on cardio for the whole prep, hopefully. Because we're starting off lean, right?
Yeah.
So just 30 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes HIIT after when it gets down to the closer to the show, and then that's about it.
Do you think it really helps you?
Cardio? Yeah, I think it helps bring in the last little bit. That and the posing.
Okay. Now you got me.
Yeah. No, I think that and the posing really kind of helps bring in the last little bit of sharpness.
Yeah, because
you need.
We never did cardio years ago.
Never did it.
You see that picture there with Arnold and myself?
This one down here with the lineup?
The lineup. My waist was like about 32, small. Someone said, what'd you do for cardio? I didn't do cardio. I just dieted. Just watch what I ate, right?
Yeah.
And so what do you do now for cardio? I said, just work out faster.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, you take the weights and you do a fast like 10 seconds in between, you're getting cardio done.
You sure are.
Right?
You sure are.
But then I try to talk as fast as I can.
Yeah.
But I see people on the treadmill for hours at a time every day, and they don't look any different over the past 10 years. Because they don't eat right either.
That's it. That's why they're probably doing a lot of damage control.
I'm sure. But when you talk about posing, back when I didn't have these shoulder injuries and everything else, it hurts to look in the mirror. I look in the mirror and I said, what happened to the guy that was 30 years old? Oh my God, is he in the other room somewhere? But if you pose, it's almost like an isometric contraction.
Oh, I love it.
Which actually brings all the fiber out and burns off all the intermuscular fat.
I love it.
It's the best.
I love it. And it's hard work.
It's harder than working out.
Yes, it really is. I mean, I've been in the posing room at Gold's Venice.
Yeah.
Many times, and then we fog up the windows and just sweat puddles on the floor.
Oh, you had sex in there?
No, none of that.
No, okay. You said you fogged up the windows.
Posing, just posing with sweating.
No, you know what? It's to hold a pose and make sure everything's showing at the right angle, and you have your foot the right way, you're this the right way. It's very difficult.
Absolutely.
You focus on the whole body, and you definitely get more cut like that.
Absolutely. I would like to start like a little, I like that from what you said. I would like to start like a little movement of, hey guys, you don't need to do as much cardio as you think you need to do. Just pose every day, and do it seriously, like you're up there on the stage, like it's game time, and you'll get lean, you'll get ripped.
Well, Diamond Dallas Page is a wrestler. He has a yoga thing that he does called Not Your Mama's Yoga. and he stands still and he takes his hand, he does this stuff overhead. Within about a minute or so, his heart rate just goes from way up.
Right.
He says, look at this, I don't do cardio, I'm just standing here doing my yoga, which is like posing, and it just shoots my heart rate up. So he says, that's my cardio.
Yeah.
And it makes sense.
It does make sense. It's common sense. I mean, there's no reason why that it wouldn't work, because the work is being done, your heart rate is going sky high, and you are burning the visceral fat and the inner what is it,
intermuscular. Because if you look at a steak in the market and you find a steak that's marbled with fat, basically that's what's going on with your muscle.
Wow. And
you want to get that out of there so the meat is lean. And the leaner it gets, the more muscular you are and the more veins you have. So you burn that intermuscular fat off. I mean, it's not any rocket science work.
No, I don't know where did we get off into like all the cardio and the hours and hours and hours of it.
Well, where did we get off on the diet becoming the keto diet and the Atkins diet and the Beverly Hills diet when it originated back in 1940 with Steve Reeves at Muscle Beach, when all the guys were eating high protein, low carbs and drinking cream. That's where it came from. Then the scientists come along and these money makers, we're going to call it the keto diet. We're going to call it the Beverly Hills diet. It's the same diet. Yeah. Someone says, you should go on the keto diet. I said, what do you think I've been doing for 50 years? While you were still in diapers or not even born yet.
Right, been doing that.
Yeah, exactly. But it works.
Yeah, it works. But I also see like maybe. Okay. So see, we have different categories, right, in the bodybuilding. So the bikini girls, we get it started on you guys, babe. Bikini girls, and maybe the competitors out there that don't have to have crazy freaky muscle, to where they need to be just, especially for the women, they need to do a lot of, because their body just wants to hold water and
they
fat.
Work out harder than the men.
At least they do cardio harder than the men. Well, nobody working out harder than the men.
I see them. I see them in the gym and they're hitting it hard.
They are. No, they are. They are. They do train hard and they do train heavy and all that. But they need to do a lot of cardio, because essentially sometimes they need to lose muscle.
Yeah.
To get so thin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
different body types.
So that's not a bodybuilder style for sure. But if you're in that direction, that's when you need to do all the cardio. But the guys like I know Ronnie did like hours and hours of cardio. Lee Priest did hours and hours and hours of cardio. They would do like 3 hours a day.
I know, but that doesn't mean it worked.
Well, they got lean and ripped, Rick.
Well, they did, but that doesn't mean it's all due to that. It's due to a lot of things. It's definitely good for your circulation and your heart, because you need that.
Yeah.
But I don't see where it drops off body fat. I did like a half hour a day before my leg got bad, and I did it for almost 6 months, and I didn't see any difference in me.
Oh, and a half hour a day? For 6 months? Wow.
The only thing is I could walk faster.
You might condition your body, huh?
Yeah,
right.
But I didn't see a huge difference. I mean, I did the bike for a long time because of my leg. I don't want to walk on it. But I do it for my heart and circulation.
Sure.
And then, everything falls into place. And then when I go to the weights, like I said, I just work out fast.
Yeah.
Do you work out heavy?
I do. Work out as heavy as I can. I just keep it as heavy as I can, while my joints feel pretty good.
That's because you're still only 38.
What's your
39?
Oh, right. One more year down the line, huh? They say at my age here, I'm supposed to be in my bodybuilding prime.
I see that. True.
That's what they say as far as us men, and as far as the muscle maturity and the development and everything, and even the strength.
I got my best shape at 50.
And you're 50. Wow.
And I worked out hard, and I was always ripped and big, and I felt good, and I think my diet was clean. I had a pretty nice girlfriend.
that would kept you strong too.
Yeah.
That most definitely kept you strong.
I don't know if that was a lot of work. I don't know if that's all worth it or not. I always believed, growing up and working out, that heavy weights was the answer for me. Like I say, 7 reps, 8 reps, 9 reps, but heavy, and 400 benches, and that just is how I was, and I gained from it, because the more demand you put on the muscle, the more it has to meet the demand.
There it is, and there's nothing any more complicated than that, right there.
Simple as can be.
Yeah.
Then people say, no, you got to drop it way down and do like 20, 25 reps. Okay, I tried it. I don't feel it.
You don't feel the burn? You don't feel that burn and kind of get maybe the pump deep into the muscle fibers there?
Not really.
Not for that.
I know Mike Sable used to get on a leg press and do 100 reps. Well, that would hurt.
Jesus, 100 reps.
Yeah, I mean, that would hurt.
How light is the weight, though?
It wasn't that light, but that's a lot of reps.
It's a lot of reps.
But the 25, 30 reps, 20 reps, I did it for a couple of months. I felt I was getting smaller.
Oh, wow. So many different philosophies. You know, Kai Green says that he doesn't even feel anything unless he does at least 20 reps.
I wanted to tell all of you that I do have books out for sale on Amazon. I have bodybuilding books and anabolic books and Time of My Life and things that are downloads, and they're really very reasonable, like $7.95 on Amazon.com or BarnesandNoble.com, but mostly Amazon. So click on there and see if there's something you like. They're good reading. They'll help you with your workouts and building your body and your nutrition, everything you ever wanted to know about getting yourself in shape. Bodybuilding for Dumbbells is my number one. It does very, very well. So please check it out and let me know how you like it. Amazon.com, and then type Rick Drasin in the search and everything will come up. Thanks. See you next time.
So it's, you know, in his 20 to 25 rep range, that's when he feels the most connection, and that's when he feels he's really at his peak.
When Rich Piana was alive, and I'm sorry he's gone. I really love that guy.
Rest in peace.
He would come in and he just grab the lightest dumbbells and work tries and buys.
I remember.
15 pounders.
I remember this big dude, baby, looked funny.
Yeah.
Big, huge dude, just with lightweight, just going.
Yeah. No weight at all. But
and it worked for him.
It worked for him.
My muscle connection too is very, very, very important. You know, because I even find to this day, I will. You know, it's really tough to really focus when you're fatigued on the muscle that you're training.
Yeah.
You know, you want to overcompensate, and then you start to sometimes think about just moving the weight. Mm-hmm. But to really still lift the weight with that muscle alone. When you get fatigued, that's a concentration, man, and a focus. Like
You've really got to focus. Now, it's always been easy for me, but with this injury I have, and I'm in the gym with a cane, you see me walking with a walker, and I'm in a lot of pain. Mm. And someone will say, like, well, how are you feeling today? Well, I'm feeling okay. I can't let them know. I keep the face on, like
poker face.
But as I'm trying to train and I'm focusing on it, I can feel the other pain, and the pain kind of pulls my head over here to think about it. But I try not to.
That's it.
So when I went in today, I did a back workout, and I want the endorphins to take over. And by the time I got done with the back and everything was working, I could stand up and walk pretty good because I wasn't focusing on the pain. You got to put your focus where the muscle is, and a lot of people work out and they don't focus on what they'll do. Curls, they're looking around the room.
They're looking around, yeah.
You know, they don't think about what they're doing.
Right.
And it's mind over matter, right?
It really is.
If you have no mind, it really doesn't matter.
Sure, and a very, very important aspect. Very important.
So what's your plans for the future? You said you had a clothing line or something you were doing?
Yes. Am I wearing something right here? This is it right here. Yeah. This is a piece of the Black Swan edition is what we call it.
Yeah.
And this is the Feeling Fly shirt here. More on teambreon.com, guys. And you can go there and get an array of different pieces of clothing that you want. And we have coaching on there and all that good stuff.
I'll put that link up on the show.
Absolutely. That'd be great. Yes, we have that. And just going for a third Olympia title this year.
Oh, you'll do fine.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, you'll win.
Are you going to be able to you're going to be a lot healthier and a lot more have a lot more giddy up in September. So
thank you so much. It's only been a year with us so far.
I know. Right?
I'm hoping that next month I can do something if it lasts. I hope it's this month I can do something, and still just taking its time.
Yeah, well, we need you there.
Okay.
Yeah. You going to be there?
Well, if I'm still alive.
Yes, you will be. Yeah, of course you will be.
This thing's killing me.
Of course you will be.
Nah, I'll do what I can do.
Of course.
Well, I want to thank you for taking the time to come over here.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
And you got
it really
to sit in my new studio.
Yes, looks great.
I don't let everybody in here.
I need to take some notes.
Okay.
For my studio.
Okay. I'll give you all the hints you need. But thank you so much, and thank all of you for watching Rick's Corner and having Breon here to share his life, his workouts, and his journey, because it's really interesting, and he's a champion on all sides. And it's my pleasure to have you.
Thank you so very much, Rick. Appreciate you. Much love.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Stay tuned for traffic and weather coming up next. Hope you enjoyed the video brought to you by Old School Labs. Use my discount code DRASIN12 on the link below at oldschoollabs.com. Hey everyone, now you can have the Gold's Gym logo drawn by me, the artist Rick Drasin, personalized and made out to you and signed by me to frame and put on your gym wall or wherever you see fit to do so. It's a piece of bodybuilding history. It will never be duplicated again. It's the largest selling icon t-shirt logo in the world, and I'm the guy that drew it, and I will draw it for you. Just go to my website, rickdrasin.com, and order there. You can pay through PayPal, and it'll be sent out right away. And be sure to watch Rick's Corner for all the videos on bodybuilding, nutrition, fitness, pro wrestling, and anything that suits your interest as far as getting physically fit and being the best you can be from the golden era of bodybuilding.
He's the equalizer, baby. See you next time.